In today's episode, an exclusive look at Jimmi's road bike.
Actually, no, it's not, because it's on my YouTube. Not an exclusive look.
A second ever look at Jimmi's road bike.
This is a custom-made, custom-painted alloy road bike, which is a prototype, a second version of a prototype frame that I have been testing. It is built up with the new SRAM Rival Axis ETAP 12-speed group set with Zip 303S, I think? Zip 303S wheels, fabric saddle on it. It's a carbon one. I've got one of them on my, basically all of my other bikes, and I was like, I'll get the nice carbon one because it's my new bike, why not? Carbon USE saddle. USE lights, which I've had for ages and are really, really good. Attacus saddle bag, Attacus tool roll, which has the usual sort of stuff you'd have in it. USE stem, zip bars, which are the same bars I've got on every single one of my bikes, which are SL70 ergonomic ones. They're quite compact drops, quite compact bars, really like them. Super narrow, and then you turn your shifters in as well. This is why I nearly fell off my bike when I rode it for the first time in 2 months, because I've been riding 75mm mountain bike bars for the last 2 months. It was very, very weird. The rotors are 160mm front and back. Some people don't like putting 160 on the back, but why wouldn't you want more stopping power? Cassette is a 10, I think it's a 34. The chain rings, 46-33, 165 cranks, and the Rival Power quart power meter. First time I've ever had a power meter. Quite like it. Don't know, it's just nice. Like to have it. Why not?
So this is the thing that a lot of group set manufacturers are now doing. If you buy a Shimano group set, you can get Shimano power meter with it. I think Dura-Ace might even come with it as standard. If you buy a SRAM group set, you end up with a Quark power meter. It's only really been happening in the last few years as power has come down in price and become a bit more accessible. How much more is it to buy this one with the power meter versus not?
That's a good question, Francis. I don't know exactly, but it's really not very much. Don't quote me on this, but I think that crank set with power is about 300 quid.
It's over £300 because I saw it on Google yesterday. It popped up as an advert.
I've got a feeling that when I bought that, which is last summer, end of last summer, I think it was £280 for the full chain set and the power meter included, which is bonkers. I don't know what it is now. Everything's gone up in price, so it's probably like 600 quid now or something. Really.
On eBay from a scalper.
Yeah. You know, it's not cheap, but what you're getting for that money versus a lot of the competition, it's fantastic value. I personally think the group set is absolutely mint. It's the first time I've had an ETAP group set, and it's mint. It's really interesting seeing them be built as well, because it's literally just bolt it on, bolt it on, bolt it on, press a button, press a couple other buttons so it all syncs into each other, done.
Do you use an app?
It does have an app, yeah. So the app is you can check the battery, how much battery is on all of the components, update the firmware, which takes literally seconds. You can configure how you want the shifting to work. For me to change the front mechs, I press both the shifters up and down. You can change it to, do they call it sequential? Where it's just like...
Or synchro or something like that, isn't it?
Where you don't actually ever do the front mech, and you just go through the gears and it automatically like adjusts the front. So it's basically...
up and down.
24 gears in a line, and it knows how to do all of the shifting.
I don't like that feature.
That's horrible.
But it's because we've been riding bikes for a long time. But if someone was new, then maybe it would be handy.
But we do ride one bike a lot, so...
Which I love.
It's basically one bike. Is it not? Is it not turning two bike into one bike?
It's one bike for two bike people.
The gear ratios on this, I think, are technically like gravel gear ratios, because I was working on the basis of, we live somewhere hilly. There is never a scenario where you think, oh, I've got too many gears. There's always a scenario, well, there's often a scenario where you think, I would like some more. So why wouldn't I want more gears? It's got a 10 tooth, so it can still go really fast if you want it to go fast. It allows me to throw bags on it, throw the pannier on it. We toured Spain in it a bit.
In it?
In the pannier. The gears are spec'd to basically just give me tons of options. You know, I can use it as a fast road bike, I can use it as a touring bike, I can do whatever I want with it.
I've got a question.
Got a pump?
With the app,
yeah.
Can you connect it to other people's bikes and then change their gears or do their dropper posts without them knowing?
Nick has looked into it.
Of course he has.
I can't remember, there's a reason you can't do it. I have a Garmin
8:30.
8:30, and the heart rate monitor. I bought it, can't remember when. It works really well. I wanted better maps, and it's like a good balance of having a really good map and not being absolutely monumentally massive. Which one have you got? Have you got that one?
I've got the same as yours.
Have you got the big one as well?
Chris has got the big one.
It's very big, isn't it?
Very big, yeah.
Very good, because it's good to have, like, I remember when we were in Spain, there was a couple of months I could do with a little bit bigger.
Yeah, if you're doing trips where you're away, I think it's really handy having that sort of thing. But here, where we actually already know where we are because we live here.
Bearing in mind we stopped 3 times today to work out where we were.
Oh, if we'd have had the big Garmin, we'd have had that problem.
Magic Silka pump, which everyone in the world loves. Indulgent, over the top, unnecessary, but beautiful. So the paint, one of mine and Francis's friends, who's also a tattoo artist, he's also done some Attacus designs for us as well in the past. Inspired by, there's an illustrator called Sam Dunn, she's wicked. She did a bike for Spoon Custom, a white base with black illustration on the top. And I always wanted something like that, and this was an opportunity just to go wild with something. So I said to Scott, I want you to draw all over frame, and he was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. You know what he's like, he's up for anything. The first time we did it, because there's 2 attempts, I decided I wanted it on the raw alloy, so it would be like a silver base with then black illustration over the top. Took him about 20 hours, looked absolutely fantastic.
Mint, didn't it?
Brought it back to me at the office. It was like, it's a bit delicate, I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm like, that's a lot of illustration, a lot of hours of illustration for it to maybe not work. Took it across the road, if you remember, across the road from our old office was a paint sprayer to lacquer it, and he was just like, yeah, that's not going to work.
And it all rubbed off.
It's like, it just rubbed straight off. So then I said to Scott, do you think you want to do it again, but on a white base? He said yes. And this time it took 30 hours, put a white base on it himself, did it again, similar but a bit different, and then we actually got it then properly white lacquered over the top, and this is the finished product. I basically just said, these are some things I kind of like, have a play with it, see where you get.
Bella.
And yeah, Bella's in there as well. I like Bella. That's one of the things I like.
And possess clowns.
This bike,
is that an upside down cross?
It is, yeah. This bike symbolises like a transition for me. It's the first bike I've ever built that I haven't thought about, like, oh, I could do this and it'll be a bit lighter. Oh, I could do this and it'll be a bit more aero. I'll do this and it'll be a bit faster. It's the first, I feel like it symbolises the point for me as a cyclist where I've gone, riding bikes is just that, it's for just riding bikes and enjoying yourself. The heaviest bike I've possibly ever owned, just under 9 kilos with nothing on it.
Nah, it's not that bad, is it?
It's not light.
It's still a light bike.
Compared to the stuff that's around, like your bike with the Tailfin on is probably lighter than this, not with the 4 cameras you've got in it. If you take the cameras out, that bike with the Tailfin on is probably still lighter than this. But you don't notice it when you're riding it. It's unbelievably enjoyable to ride. It's like, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's fast, it's nippy, and that, like, for me, the thing that's always really good about bikes is that they're like a bit like tweaky, a bit fun, you know, you accelerate and they actually move a little bit, and that's what's fun. And you get loads of gears and it doesn't matter how heavy the bike is, which is also why I don't shave my legs anymore, because I'm a different breed of cyclist than I was 5 years ago.
What kind of breed?
Just like cyclist, whereas you're like a roadie.
It's like my solution for carrying this. Tailfin, not just for bike packing. Convenient when you need to do a bike ride with a cinema camera. Yeah. Fairly niche use.
She's a very screamy lady.
Tony's cyclocross bike.
Oh,
this is a
Tony's trusted me with this bike. He said, "Don't, whatever you do, let Jimmy ride it."
This is a championship winning bike, isn't it? He's like a legit race
world
winner,
champs.
He's not world champ, is he?
He came 3rd in the world champs.
Old man world champs.
We've got to do your shout out.
I don't know if we want to do it yet. It might be a bit too soon because there's only 2 bike builds on there at the minute. One of them is literally the bike that everyone will have just looked at for the last, how long's the video going to be? 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Jimmy started a YouTube channel, and on this YouTube channel there's going to be bike builds, and there already is some, amongst other things. So if you want to subscribe to his channel, link down below, and there'll be more bike builds on there, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. I think it's just an excuse to eat pizza with Nick.
It very much is, yeah. The plan is to do 1 bike build video, or at least post 1 bike build video a week.
A week?
Forever. I've gone into this because I want to be consistent. I've got 2 more in the bank anyway, so I've got the next 2 weeks sorted. So I just retire now. Done, completed.